If your family needs to sell one home and buy another, the biggest risk is not necessarily choosing the wrong property. It's getting the timing wrong. Sell too early and you could find yourself searching for a place to live with your completion date approaching. Buy too early and you could be responsible for a new home before the money from your current home is available. In this video, I'll show you how to coordinate the sale, purchase, financing, and moving dates so your family can avoid getting stuck between two homes. I'll also explain the 5 things you need to confirm before committing to either transaction. Here's the part that catches many homeowners off guard. Even if you sell your current home for the price you expected and buy your next home within your budget, the timing can still create a serious problem. That is because the deposit, mortgage approval, completion dates, and actual arrival of your sale proceeds do not necessarily happen when you think they will. The solution is to treat both transactions as one coordinated plan. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what that plan should include. Imagine your family finds a townhouse that checks every box. There's another bedroom, space for the kids, a small yard, and a location that works for your daily routine. You make an offer, and it is accepted. Then you realize the deposit is due before your condo has sold. Your mortgage approval assumed you would pay off the existing mortgage first, and the completion date on your new home arrives before the money from your current sale becomes available. Suddenly, the problem is not whether you can afford the townhouse eventually. The problem is whether you can get through the transaction safely. Now, imagine the opposite. You sell your condo first and feel relieved because you know exactly how much money you'll have. But your completion date is 6 weeks away, and the kind of townhouse your family needs rarely comes onto the market. Now you face another difficult decision. Compromise on the next home, arrange temporary housing, or move everything into storage. Both situations can be avoided with proper preparation. If we haven't met, I'm Mike Dirks with Vancouver Family Living. I live here in Kitsilano with my family, and as a dad, husband, and award-winning Vancouver realtor, I understand that moving is about far more than completing 2 real estate transactions. It affects your finances, school schedules, childcare, work, and your family's sense of stability. For more than 10 years, I've helped Vancouver families like yours navigate these decisions. One of the biggest mistakes I see is treating the sale and purchase as separate events. When your family is upsizing, they need to be planned together. When you sell your home, the money does not necessarily become available the moment your offer is accepted. The funds are generally available when the sale completes, after the existing mortgage and other expenses have been paid. But the deposit on your next home may be due much earlier. Your purchase may also complete before you receive the money from the sale. That is why an accepted offer is not the same thing as having cash in your account. Before committing to a move, map the deposit date, sale completion date, purchase completion date, and possession dates. Most families focus on one question: when do we move? But a coordinated move involves several different dates. The date your home sale becomes firm, the date the deposit on your next property must be paid, the date your current home completes, the date your next home completes, and the dates when possession changes for each property. These do not all mean the same thing. Your completion date is when the transaction legally closes and money changes hands. Your possession date is when you can occupy the property or must provide access to the new owner of your property. Ideally, your dates provide enough time for your sale proceeds to become available, your purchase to close, and your family to move without unnecessary pressure. For example, selling your condo on a Tuesday and completing your townhouse purchase on a Wednesday may give your lawyer and lender a clearer sequence than attempting to close everything on the exact same day at the same moment. But the correct structure depends on the contracts, your financing, and the professionals managing the transactions. The important point is that the timeline should be planned before you make promises you cannot safely keep. Here is something that surprises many families when they're moving from a condo into a townhouse. Your purchase deposit may be due before you receive the money from selling your current home. The deposit forms part of the purchase price, but it usually has to be paid earlier in the transaction. That means having enough equity on paper does not automatically mean you have enough cash available when the deposit is required. Before you make an offer, confirm where your deposit will come from and when you can access those funds. That's critical. Let's walk through a simple example. Imagine you expect to sell your condo for $800,000. After paying off the mortgage and covering selling expenses, you expect approximately $400,000 in proceeds. That sounds like enough to contribute a meaningful amount towards your next home. But if you agree to purchase a townhouse before your condo sale completes, your deposit may be due before that $400,000 is available. Suppose the deposit is $50,000. Where does that money come from? Do you already have it in accessible savings? Would you need to move funds from another account? Are there withdrawal restrictions or delays? I've seen it happen many times. The deposit is not an extra charge on top of the purchase price. It's part of the money you are contributing toward the property. But its timing matters. Also need to account for the remaining down payment, legal expenses, property transfer tax, moving costs, and any cash reserve your family wants to keep after the move. The mistake is assuming that future sale proceeds will automatically solve an immediate cash requirement. Being approved for your next mortgage does not automatically mean you can buy before selling your current home. Your lender may expect your existing mortgage to be paid off before funding the new one. If your purchase closes first, you could temporarily be responsible for both properties, and bridge financing is not automatically available simply because you own a home you intend to sell. Before buying, confirm whether your financing works for the exact order in which your transactions will happen. Ask your mortgage professional to review the actual transaction sequence. Could you qualify for the new purchase while still carrying your existing mortgage? Would your lender require a firm sale of your current property? What happens if your purchase completes before your sale? And how long could you realistically carry both homes if something takes longer than expected? Bridge financing can sometimes help when both your sale and purchase are already arranged, but the completion dates do not line up perfectly. For example, your townhome purchase may complete several days before your condo sale. A bridge loan may provide temporary access to the equity you expect to receive from your sale, subject to the lender's requirements and additional costs. But bridge financing should not be confused with the promise that your home will sell. It generally addresses a gap between transactions that are already in place. The conditions depend on your lender, your agreements, and your overall financial position. Do not assume it will be available without confirming it directly. Many families think the purchase price is the only important part of a real estate negotiation. But when you're selling one home and buying another, the completion and possession dates can be just as important. A longer completion period may give you more time to sell. A carefully timed possession date may help you avoid moving twice. And in some situations, an offer conditional on selling your current home may reduce your exposure. The right dates can protect your move as much as the right price. The contract can provide tools to help coordinate both transactions. You might negotiate a longer completion date on your purchase to create more time for your current home to sell. Or you might negotiate a sale completion date that gives you enough time to find your next property. You might align possession dates so your family can move directly from one home into the next. In some circumstances, you may consider making your purchase conditional on the sale of your existing home. That can offer protection when the sale is necessary to complete the purchase. But it may also make your offer less attractive to a seller, particularly if another buyer has fewer conditions. So the details matter. Conditions and timing provisions should be discussed with your realtor, lender, and legal professional before you rely on them. The goal is not to force every transaction into the perfect schedule. It is to negotiate enough flexibility that your family is left without realistic options. The safest moving plan is not the one that assumes everything will happen perfect. It's the one that still works if something takes longer than expected. So if you buy first, could you carry both properties temporarily? If you sell first, where would your family live if the next home is not ready? Could you arrange storage? Could you arrange temporary accommodation or additional moving time? A backup plan does not mean you expect the transaction to fail. It means you are prepared if the timing changes. There are two main backup scenarios. If you buy before selling, calculate your carrying capacity. What would it cost to hold both properties for 1 month? How about 2 months? Would the extra mortgage payments, strata fees, property taxes, insurance, and utilities create pressure to accept a poor offer on your current home? If you sell before buying, identify your temporary housing options. Could you stay with your family? Would a short-term rental be realistic? Could your belongings go into storage? How would a temporary move affect your kids' school, childcare, and commuting? You may never need these options, but knowing they exist can prevent your family from making a rushed decision simply because the calendar is closing in. Before committing to either side of the move, ask these 5 questions. First, do we know the realistic selling range and expected marketability of our current home? Second, do we know where the purchase deposit will come from before our sale proceeds arrive? Third, has a mortgage professional confirmed that our financing works for the exact order of our transactions? Fourth, have we mapped the sale completion date, purchase completion date, and possession dates? Fifth, do we have a realistic backup plan if either transaction takes longer than expected? If you cannot answer those questions, you may not be ready to commit. That does not mean you cannot move. It means you need more preparation before taking on any unnecessary risk. Here is the simplest way to think about it. Your sale price determines part of what you can afford. Your financing determines whether you can complete the purchase. Your deposit determines whether you can secure the next property. Your contract dates determine how the transaction fits together. And your backup plan determines how much pressure your family will face if the timeline changes. A successful move is not created by hoping the dates will work out. It's created by coordinating the money, financing, contracts, and moving arrangements before either transaction puts your family in a difficult situation. If your family is considering a move and you're worried about getting stuck between 2 homes, I created the Vancouver Family Move Up Plan to help you understand the entire process before you commit. You'll receive a personalized preliminary upsizing strategy designed to help you understand your likely sale proceeds, possible purchase range, major trade-offs, and the sequence that may make the most sense for you. We can identify whether buying first, selling first, or preparing both sides of the move before committing may be the right approach for your family. You do not need to be ready to list your home, and there's no obligation to move forward. The purpose is to give you a clearer understanding of the numbers, timing, and decisions involved before you make an offer or put your current home on the market. Follow the link below, complete the assessment, and let's build a practical plan for your family's next move. Now, if you found this helpful, subscribe to Vancouver Family Living for more practical guidance on buying, selling, and raising a family in Vancouver. Thanks so much for watching.